Hey Neil.
Good to catch up. I think it was around about 4 weeks ago we last caught up, and
Yep.
we were talking about the break of the season, and I think you predicted around about,
Yep.
what date was that? Around about
15th of April.
about the 15th of April. Now, we're still not sure whether
We've actually
we've
had it.
had the break or not, but I must say we've had quite a bit of rain, and some significant rain over a wide area, and it's actually given a lot of farmers the opportunity to get a few weeds under control.
Yeah, the clover really jumped away in some places. Some places hasn't had it yet, but
Okay.
other places has, and it is giving us a really good opportunity to get on top of those weeds before they get too big. Perfect.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So you've been out and about, and you've
Yep.
seen quite a few double Gs that have
Yep.
already germinated, a fair bit of cape weed
Yep.
and flatweed.
Flatweed,
Lovely.
as always. A lot of flatweed has survived over summer, so we do have a lot of glyphosate still going out trying to get rid of those, giving us a fresh start, and then we'll use the selectives on the baby seedlings that come up from there. But yeah, you named it, mostly double Gs, capeweed, flatweed. There are a few summer weeds still kicking around, but they'll disappear as it gets colder.
Yeah, okay, and weeds like cotula, which is a real challenge at times.
Yep, that's always there.
Yeah, and something that can be controlled after good seed set, good germination, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right. So we have the selective herbicides that we can use for all those sorts of weeds that we can target, but the main thing is always keeping it and getting it when they're small.
Okay, right, yeah. So, Brooke, let's talk insect
Yep.
issues, and when we talk about black beetle, we talk about red mite, and of course we have slugs and snails as well. So,
They're probably our three major ones.
Okay, yeah. So talk a bit about black beetles. There's been a few grubs that have been seen around the place.
Yeah, so often an indicator is looking under hay and silage rolls, and we'll find the larvae of the black-headed cockchafer. And there has been a few around in some places, again not in others. So it's hard to predict whether it's going to be a really bad black beetle year or not. But basically you can just get around out in the paddock and take a few shovelfuls, look for the larvae. They'll be hatching into adults now, so we'll start seeing some beetles moving around in the soil as well. They're fairly easily controlled with a few insecticides.
Oh,
so
yes.
if anyone has a problem with black beetle out there, then give me a call and we can discuss your options.
Okay, yeah, good. And red mite has been a little bit too warm for red mite.
Yeah, so red mite kind of wait until the temperatures drop, and so we won't see those for a little while. So yeah, the one thing we've got going for us is that in places where the grass has gotten going, if the black beetle hatch, when the red mite do come, we are going to have a lot more for them to eat.
Okay,
It's more of a problem, I think, where we either completely wipe out a paddock and start again, or we've got fresh sown seedlings and nothing else there and it's quite a bare paddock. Then if you get your black beetle attack or your red mite coming in, you do get significant losses. But I do find where we've got a decent germination and then we oversow, that gives them a bit of something to eat while we've got enough pasture growing for the animals that we're feeding as well. So you really need to just target, I think, the areas where you've reseeded, any areas where you've sprayed out, or any areas where you've had problems with these pests in the past.
Okay, yeah. And one that's a pest that's crept up on us over the last few years is the snail.
Yep.
And especially the little conical snail.
Yeah, the small white conical snails. They are very opportunistic, and we will see them as it gets wetter. They like organic matter. They live anywhere where there's good organic matter, which is pretty much in every paddock.
Yeah.
So the one thing that snails in need in particular is a source of calcium carbonate to make their shells. And so basically that comes from lime. That is what lime is. So we need to lime our paddocks to get our pHs right, to make our microbes happy, get our clovers growing as well as they can. So if you're liming the paddocks, which most people are, we're basically giving the snails food. And we have seen areas where we've limed where the snail populations have just gone through the roof.
Okay, right, yeah.
So,
And it certainly has been seen where, although the conical snail is small, you get a bad infestation.
Oh yeah, they sure can.
Yeah.
They really can wipe out patches. So yeah, the baits have worked out really well for the small white conical snails. They don't have very good smell, so you need to get good coverage on the ground so that they're closer to a bait, and you need a very strong bait so that and a weather resistant one that works best. So those broadcast in the paddock if you know that you've got a problem, particularly if you've had it again in the past or you've limed, then it's a good idea to go out there and get some snail baits across the paddock.
Okay, yeah, and of course, while looking for snails, all you need to do during the day is sort of flick over a bit of trash, and not only will there be snails there, but also slugs.
Yep, you will find them all. Yep.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get a bit more rain, I think we'll start seeing those sorts of things out and about. So it's really targeting those paddocks that are of most value to us and protecting the seed that we've sown and getting the most pasture production we can grow through the season, ready for the dairy cows or the beef or the sheep or whatever we're feeding.
Okay, yeah, good. So Brooke, thanks very much. A few recommendations for farmers out there at the moment moving forward. Been an early break. There's been some great germination.
Yeah, there has been, and I've got a lot of guys are out there already spraying the weeds. Perfect timing right now. The double Gs are about this big. It's perfect timing. The clover's up, so we really get that opportunity to get out there now and do that. Getting the fertiliser on is paramount. We need to get that on ASAP so that we can just get as much phosphorus into the soil early, because it's very critical and shown from all the science and the research that we need early phosphorus to get that good germination, that good early growth, which is critical to getting mouths fed.
Okay, yeah.
And otherwise just, selective herbicides after then and getting onto the insects in before we get any terrible issues with them.
Yeah, great. Brooke, thanks very much for catching up. And
thanks, Neil.
And look, if you want to talk to Brooke or any more information from Brooke, just give her a phone call or ring us at the Cowarum agencies, and we'll get her to get in touch with you.
Exactly,
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay.
See you next time.
See you later.